Well, dear viewers, it appears that quite a few of you have some just downright incredibly deep pockets. Because today, the day of recording, the auction for the Maine has ended. The Maine is the upcoming American super battleship, and apparently the hype train for her is quite real. She's basically a Montana with quad turrets instead of triple turrets, so she has 16 of the American 406mm 16-inch guns, and she has a pretty neat combat instruction set. That is the ability that you get after you get so many hits on target that so many of the super ships do have. What happens is that when you fill that bar up, you can press your funny button, which is the F button, and you get a 65% reduction to the damage that fires and floods due to your main, which is pretty handy in today's World of Warships when we have so many HE spammers, so many torpedoes in the water nowadays. So I can see how that's pretty attractive. Plus, American ship and North American server means people are going to be forking over quite a bit for it. But how much did they fork over? Great question. So the Maine went for not one, not two, but 350 million credits. That is about 10 million credits more than what the other highest super ship auction was, which I believe was the Uchakov, which turns out that was just kind of a bigger Kremlin, but I guess people wanted that ship too. But yeah, 350 million credits for a super ship. Now, just to be clear here too, there is no economic advantage to playing a super ship. In fact, super ships are all but guaranteed to lose credits in battle because of their nature. It's one of the things Wargaming's doing to try and cut back on the resource inflation that's been happening in the past couple of years in this game. Super ships, they have a terrible economy. Unless you're running like blue boosters or above, you are going to be losing money playing super ships. But yeah, 350 million credits for the Maine. That's a lot, and that's the lowest. That is the lowest bid, fellas. Lowest winning bid, I should say. The way the auction works, it's pretty user friendly. The auction has so many lots for whatever they are putting in auction. For example, this auction didn't have just the Maine, but you had 7 days of premium time, some coal, and a flag as well. And each of those items have a number of lots. The number of lots for the Maine was 900, so 300 per server. And you could put in, like 500 million credits if you wanted to, but since the lowest winning bid for, one of those 900 mains was 350 million credits, everyone pays 350 million credits that won the main. So again, that's the lowest winning bid. And yes, credits are indeed free, but 350 million of them that's still a lot, and that's kind of like, yeah, that's wow. I play this game a lot, and I play a lot of premium ships when I am playing this game, because of course the ship reviews videos and a lot of the videos I do talking about premium ships and how they've aged, and like yesterday's video, top 5 free premium ships. I play a lot of premium ships that have economic bonuses, right? Built-in economic bonuses, then I run bonuses on top of that just to boost my credit gain, and I hover around 250 million credits. And again, I literally play this game as a second job, and I didn't have enough to fork over 350 million credits for the main. So there is some of y'all out there that have been playing this game a hell of a lot more than I have, or are willing to throw money at the game to buy credits, because you can buy credits, absolutely, if you are running low on them, or if you wanted 350 million credits to throw at the main. The other kind of insane part about this is that this ship comes out in 2 patches. Really, not even like, well, yeah, it's still technically 2, but really it's like a patch and a half, because we are like 2.5 weeks away from 13.3, and she enters into the tech tree in 13.4. So you literally have to wait, I believe, a maximum of like maybe 7.5 weeks, and everyone's going to be able to buy the main for like 50 million credits. So Yeah, some of y'all are impatient too. Now, another factor is that there are still plenty of players that do have billions and billions of credits. If you are a hardcore player and you constantly play clan battles or ranked and you're very good at the game and you're winning those modes, the credit income is quite lucrative to say the least. So I can definitely see there are that, I don't know about that many, but a good chunk of those 300 players on the North American server at least are definitely players that have, just stacks and stacks and stacks of credits. Then of course you have to take in the EU server into account, and they're much more active than the North American server. That's where a lot of the larger, more competitive clans are at. So I can definitely see, over there being that many players with that much credits just lying around. So yeah, if you want a main, I think you've probably actually won the auction by not winning the auction, because you get your main for 50 million credits here in a few weeks versus having to fork over several hundred million credits for the main. And I get it, it's a new ship, it's a better Montana. I don't know if it's a better Montana, but it's a bigger, meaner Montana with 16 guns. And for what I've seen, it's not that accurate. I think it has like 1.7 Sigma from what I've heard. And I ran into a couple of them when I was filming B-roll for this video, ironically in my Missouri, because, yeah, that's about what I would have to do for like a solid 2 or 3 weeks to be able to afford a main. Is just play Missouri constantly. And I do have old Missouri with the old economy. But yeah, I ran into several of them this morning because, yeah, go figure. If you just won it, you'd be out playing it this morning. I would too, absolutely, if I did somehow manage to win it. But yeah, it doesn't seem to be that accurate with the main battery guns, but I guess the main draw of it is that you have the funny button that just allows you to not really care about fires and floods, which, yeah, that is really cool, and I wish more ships had something like that to help offset the damage to fires and floods here recently. I know the Montana unique upgrade can do that. I think it decreases the fire and the flooding duration by 10%. And I know the Hindenburg one does something similar where it decreases the fire and flooding duration by like 40% or 70%. I think 40% for the flooding, 70% for the fire, something like that. So, seeing more mechanics like this to try and offset the increasing amount of HE spam, torpedo spam in game is definitely something I like to see and hope to see more of in the future. But I also just found a handy little spreadsheet from Grant Y over on the World Warships subreddit. And yeah, like I thought, the Maine is by far the most expensive super ship auction to date. And just like I thought, the Yushikov was the previous champion of that at 278 million credits being the winning bid. And the Piemonte, which was supposed to release with the Maine, but the Maine got held back because apparently she was a little cracked, went for 240 million credits. And, well, like we just said, the Maine went for 350 million credits. So this tells us two things. One, I don't think the game is dying yet again, like so many players likes to shout every time, some little change comes to the game that they don't like. If players are playing the game enough to be able to just toss around 350 million credits, and credits aren't exactly overtly hard to earn, but 350 million, again, that is a lot. Again, I play this game as a second job, and I hover around 200 million credits. So for there to be enough players to push the price up that high for a free in-game item that, again, is going to be completely free for everyone else to buy for a mere 50 million credits, whatever they're going to place her in the tech tree for, in literally a patch and a half from now, you gotta have an active player base for that. And the other thing is that, well, apparently Wargaming's system of trying to drain credits from the player base is working quite well. I mean, yeah, it's obviously working. Super ships are pretty popular, so it doesn't look like they're going to be really going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, we're far beyond that point, right? I mean, they've pumped out, what, just in recent memory, the Piemonte, Novosibirsk, Devastation, the Humphreys, I actually forgot that thing came out, Kunming, and of course the Yushikov. So yeah, it looks like this is the direction that the game is going to keep going in, and evidently there are players here that do very much enjoy them. But guys, yeah, that is our little bit of insane news for today. Well, again, I think those of us that didn't win the auction actually won the auction, and yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. So hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of news. If you did, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, all that jazz. Hope you guys have a great Tuesday and a great rest of your week, and hope to catch you guys in the next one.